Season 2 for Hockey Ultimate Team is almost upon us, and we've got a massive update from EA regarding everything that we can expect coming in Season 2. Now, this entire blog is available on EA NHL's website. Link is down below if you want to read it in its entirety. But let's go through step by step everything that they are announcing for Season 2, and I'll give my opinions on it. So to kick things off, HUT Season 2 is almost here. We're just days away from the launch of Season 2 in Hockey Ultimate Team, and we wanted to make sure you're ready for what's ahead. From new captains and player combinations to updated ranked rewards and a refreshed cup chase, there's a lot to look forward to. Season 2 features a shorter season length, ensuring new content arrives more frequently throughout the year. Here's everything you need to know before the puck drops this Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So a lot to look forward to in this in regards to ranked rewards specifically, but we also know that at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, that is when we are going to get Season 2's drop. So you've got until then to complete everything that you possibly can for Season 1. All right, so line combinations. To kick off Season 2, we're introducing a new wave of player combinations while retiring the ones from Season 1. This is part of our ongoing effort to keep the meta evolving and lineup creativity alive from season to season. With this refresh also comes more room to experiment. The ability point limit and salary cap will both increase for this season, giving you greater flexibility when building your lineup. So I've stated this many times that with the line combination system, it does allow for a complete refresh of how we build our teams and how the meta evolves as we go through Hockey Ultimate Team. However, the danger in that is that all of the team that you've built so far, if you have a team that's heavily reliant on some of the most powerful combos, even mine here, which really doesn't feature any of the next-gen combos that feature some of the highest boosts you can get. As you can see, if none of these cards match up to make any of the new high-end line combinations, I've got to completely rebuild my team in Season 2. And again, I don't think that this is a bad thing, but it is a delicate balance. Because again, not everyone can play the game all hours of every day, and when you work really hard to build a team only to have everything refreshed, it can lead to an exhaustion of the player base. Not to the extent of what we saw from MLB in MLB 23 and 24, but we'll have to see how drastic it is on the reset. The one thing that I'm interested to see how this will impact is that they mentioned that we will get an ability point limit increase, so the base AP limit will go up quite a bit, as will the salary cap, which will allow us hopefully to not have to have a fourth line that is pretty much sacrificed just for an AP and salary cap boost if you are someone that is trying to make a online competitive team. Again, I think there is a perfect balance, but with this being the first season to flip over, they are definitely going to stick to their guns and the plans that they have set. I'm just very curious to see how it plays out and if it really does keep the game alive. I personally am really excited to not start over, but if you've been playing since the launch of the game and you've been building master set items or just saving some of the higher end cards that you've acquired, they might become more useful. And that, as we've seen throughout Season 1, has been one of the better team building mechanics when all of a sudden a card that you had no use for now becomes one of the better cards in the game. Makes it really exciting, but we'll see how it plays out at the beginning of Season 2. Now on to captains. Season 2 will introduce a new group of captains with updated combinations that can reshape how you build your team. New captains will debut on Friday and can be earned through Season 2 sets. To start the new season, you'll also receive a free captain choice pack, letting you pick one from a selection of Season 2 captains to lead your lineup, just like at the start of Season 1. Now, Season 1 captains remain usable as regular players, but no longer carry captain combinations, and new Season 2 captains will provide new lineup bonuses and better flexibility. So a couple of really good things here. For example, if you made Connor McDavid's captain card in Season 1, it's not like he's not going to be allowed in your lineup. You're still going to be able to use Connor McDavid's card, and honestly, he's one of the best, even without line combinations, and you'll still be able to use him in your lineup. The other bonus is that we are going to get a free captain choice pack. However, I'm very curious to see what overall that is, because they did release captains in tiers. For example, at the beginning of Season 1, you could choose a free Connor Bedard, or Jonas Brodin from the Wild, and even Leo Carlsson, all from the free Season 1 Captain Choice Pack. However, they immediately released higher-end 85 overalls, including Miro Heiskanen and Drew Doughty, that are obviously far better, but those are going to come at a far increased cost. Miro Heiskanen costs 5 82 to 84 overall items, whereas one of the free options, like Moritz Seider, he was 579 to 81 overall items. Honestly, great value when you look back in terms of just the cost to make these cards. The other thing to note is that they don't mention if these sets for Season 1 captains are going to go away. From my experience playing Hockey Ultimate Team, whenever there is not a timer on any of the sets, it usually indicates that that set is planned to be there for the duration of the game. So as you can see, these captain cards have no timer on the sets. Even though it is listed as Season 1, there's no confirmation on this. So what I anticipate to happen is either they just make a Season 2 captain set pool where this will just move on down, or they'll just add them to this set pile here, and all of these will still remain buildable. Again, there's no confirmation there, but I'd be very surprised if they just took away the ability to make the Season 1 captains. If there is someone you really want and you don't want to risk it, like Miro Heiskanen or Drew Doughty, for example, or even Connor McDavid, I'd probably just try and make the card before Season 2, because regardless, you'll know you'll have the entirety of Season 2 to build a new captain, and at least you've covered all your bases if they do remove those sets. All right, this is the big one, Ranked. We've heard your feedback on Ranked, particularly around progression and how it can feel difficult to move through the tiers at times. For Season 2, we're looking to make progression feel smoother and give you more opportunities to earn as you play. We've reviewed community feedback and in-game data from Season 1 to identify where progression could improve, and we're making some immediate adjustments for Season 2. Ranked objectives. You'll now be able to earn Season 2 ranked collectibles by completing new objectives. I talked about this a lot, that this is probably one of the more boring fixes because it's kind of like what we had for the last few years where Rivals just had objectives. But like I said, it's probably the best option they have from a tech standpoint if they're not able to introduce anything new. At least give us some objectives. And it does look like we're going to be able to earn new objectives to get ranked collectibles, kind of like what happens with Cup Chase. Now, Cup Chase has a finite amount, and I kind of hope that Ranked doesn't, that we can continue earning these collectibles, but we'll have to wait and see. The collectible sets. Trade Season 2 ranked collectibles for upgraded rewards focused on high-value packs and player items. So, again, much like what we have currently in Cup Chase set. So throughout the year, you had Cup Chase objectives that you could earn, and then you would turn those Cup Chase collectibles into these sets specifically, which would give you packs. Again, I don't think this is the best way to fix this. I mentioned this before, it's quite boring, but it is necessary, and I'm happy that they are improving our ways to earn rewards in Ranked. This is a good start. Improved rewards. Ranked rewards have been scaled up, and additional ranked tiers have been added, so you'll be earning more rewards at more points throughout the season. Now, this is also extremely important because even though ranking up through the ranked path was extremely difficult for almost all of the player base, another issue is that even when you got out of gold and hit platinum, you got 7 items, including 180 overall and 181 overall. The rewards just weren't really worth it. And when you consider that it was so hard to actually rank up because of the way that ranked format was working, it just did not meet the time input and reward. So them saying that it's scaled up to be a bit better and more rewarding, I'll believe it when I see it, but it was necessary that the rewards improve, and we'll just have to wait to see what improving really means. All right, this is a pretty big one. Win streaks. Coming in our early December patch, winning consecutive games will grant bonus progress, allowing you to move through tiers faster when you're on a streak. This is very interesting. However, again, one of the hardest parts about the ranked format is that everyone was really stuck, especially in silver for a majority of the player base, that even if you were to win 2 games in a row, does that mean you get an extra square? So now you're 3 and it will help you push forward. It does add a pretty big benefit. For example, if you just win 1, lose 1, obviously you're not going anywhere. But let's say you lose 1 and then win 2, but that 2 actually counts as 3, you'll actually see some pretty heavy progress, I think. But as you know, a win streak of any kind in ranked, once you've hit your plateau, is so difficult that I don't know how much this is actually going to work for a majority of the player base. I do think this is good, though. If you can win 2 games or 3 games or however many in a row at your current plateau, it will get you to where players are supposed to be faster, which then allows the lesser skilled players to match up with players that are around their skill level a little bit more, but it will also allow you to earn those rewards a little bit quicker as well. It also goes on to state, we're improving how progress works inside certain ranks. In the divisions where this applies, ranking up will start you in the new rank with a portion of your progress already filled. For example, If you move to Silver 1, you may enter that rank with most of the progress already completed instead of starting from 0. Now, that I'm not really sure about because from my understanding or experience, whenever you ranked up into a new threshold, you did get one square already filled. So it wasn't like your next loss would drop you back down. You've actually had a square in whatever new rank you had already hit. However, in those same divisions, if you move down a rank, you will keep the progress you previously earned. That means it only takes one win to move back up to the rank you held before. This is a huge improvement because if you drop down, you did lose a square. So if you went from Platinum 1 to Gold 4, you went to Gold 4 with 2 out of the 3 squares filled. With this new update, you're just going to be back at essentially your rank up game, which is how it should have worked in the first place, meaning that if you go from Platinum 1 to Gold 4, if you win your next game, you're going right back into Platinum 1. So I do love that. The other change about when you move into the next tier, I don't know how that's going to operate differently because, again, from the experience that we already had, when you moved into a new tier, you had that one square filled. Are we going to get 2 out of the 3 squares filled? Which, again, would be an awesome improvement, but curious to see how that plays out. Hut Champs. Season 2 begins a new cycle of Hut Champs featuring Season 2 Champs collectibles and refresh rewards. If you still have unused Season 1 Champs collectibles, those sets will remain active, so you will not lose any access to any progress or rewards already earned. So this looks like they are just retiring the Season 1 Hut Champs sets, meaning that the Hut Champs sets here that allow you to turn in your Season 1 collectibles will still remain. So if you've saved them all up, it's not like they're not going to be useful at all. You just won't be able to use the Season 1 collectibles in Season 2 sets. But these sets will remain in the game. They're just going to be in the sets folder. We also got a glimpse of the new Season 2 rewards for Hut Champs, starting with this week having John LeClaire as our 87 and 88 overall for getting top 100, but our 4 new selections for Hut Champs player items that we're able to create via the Hut Champs sets. We've got Ole Jokinen, Shane Doan, Scott Hannon, and Adam Foote. So these are the cards that you're going to be able to make probably account bound like it worked in Season 1 with 10 collectibles. All right, on to Cup Chase. Season 2 Cup Chase features new teams to face, no more Tofino Icebirds, and an updated objectives to complete. All right, so we are getting an updated objective path for it. A new round of Season 2 Cup Chase collectibles will be available, which can be exchanged for rewards in new sets. So this is going to work exactly like it did in Season 1. There was an objective path with Season 1 Cup Chase that you could have worked through that did take some time. It looks like we are going to get a Season 2 Cup Chase that will give you more collectibles that you'll be able to use towards sets that will give you additional packs on top of what you earn in your Cup Chase rewards. Also to note, rewards have been tuned to better match overall progression across Season 2. Now, early on in the game, it looked like we were earning 82 and above overall items guaranteed with Superstar undefeated Cup Chase runs, but then it looked like it changed over to just an 82 hard overall. I hope it isn't just an 83 overall. My hope is that Cup Chase rewards, at least on Superstar, either give us a plus pack again, or they match the current required overall for master set player items that we've got in the season. So what I mean by that, the current overalls required would be 3 event items that are 84 to 85 overall, but you also need 2 84 to 85 overall items. Now, early on in the year, Cup Chase was great because it provided the stuff needed to get the best content. But if a Superstar Cup Chase run doesn't even give you the base items that you need for these kind of sets, I think that'd be a pretty big letdown. But we'll see what they mean. They did say that they would increase overall rewards for Cup Chase. Now, Season 1 Cup Chase sets will still remain active, so any existing progress or collectibles can still be used. Be sure to complete your Season 1 Cup Chase objectives and milestones before the timer expires. So what they're talking about here is the Season 1 Cup Chase objectives. If you have not completed them and you really want to, you need to do that before Season 2 rolls over at Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This will not be available once Season 2 starts. So finish up, get your collectibles, and cash them in for packs. The Season 1 sets will still remain, but these objectives will not allowing you to earn Season 1 Cup Chase collectibles. And then finally, Moments. Season 2 introduces a new lineup of Hut Moments, celebrating highlights from upcoming seasonal programs. Completing them earns Season 2 Moments collectibles that can be traded in for event-specific rewards. If you still have any unused Season 1 Moments collectibles, those sets will remain active, so you'll not lose any progress or rewards you've already earned. So I believe what they're talking about is the coming up in Hut Season 1. Obviously, it would just be Hut Season 2. And in these moments, you would earn collectibles that you could, again, use for other sets inside of the sets folder. Much like everything else, there will be a new list of moments that you can get for Hut Season 2 moments collectibles. I don't know if these will disappear, but if it works like Cup Chase, you might want to get these ones done if you want to earn all of the Season 1 Hut moment collectibles. Lastly, it goes on to state, with updated captains, new line combos, and more ways to earn through Ranked and Cup Chase, there's something to chase every week. The season officially begins this Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. See you on the ice. So there's a lot of good there. It does look like they are giving us a substantial change to ranked rewards. Thank God, because I think if that had not been implemented, a majority of the player base is probably not coming back in Season 2. I'll be curious, though, because the Cup Chase objectives that we earned look like that's what we're getting for ranked. They allowed us, like, from memory, like 4 pretty decent packs. And if that's all we're getting, that'll be kind of a letdown. What I think should happen would be a weekly objective path that we can just earn collectibles or stuff to get additional packs and rewards. If it's just those same allotment of collectibles that you can earn and it isn't repeatable every week, then those new rewards are not going to really satisfy a lot of the player base, because a lot of the player base, especially the hardcore players, will run out of it pretty quickly. We also need to see what the improved rewards for hitting every tier is going to look like. Regardless, Season 2's content drop, if it's anything like Season 1, is going to be pretty fantastic. Season 1's content drop was one of the best we had ever gotten in Hockey Ultimate Team, and if Season 2 is just going to match the sheer numbers like icons, heroes, captains, rookies, and the new events, then we're in for a lot of good changes. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.